He let someone go and now he's having to step in and do a lot more work, but it's better than having someone there that shouldn't have been there. Hey guys, Abby Johnson here with Matterhorn Business Development. Today, I want to address a not very fun topic, at least for those that experience it, which is what to do when an employee quits, how to handle the situation, how to figure out why they quit, and if you need to change something about what you're doing to retain employees longer. Now, really quick before we start, I want to let you know about our program, Adventure to Profit. This program is only $97 a month right now, and we have a 7-day risk-free trial. And within the next month, I'm actually going to be releasing a whole employee success module in the program. And this is going to cover how to hire, how to train, and how to define your company culture in order to retain employees. So we cover all aspects, as well as live Q&A calls to address your specific questions. So click below to start your free trial for that today. All right, so you have an employee come to you and quit. What do you do next? First of all, I just want to take a look at, do you have a lot of employees quitting? Do you feel like you've got a revolving door going on with a certain position? So I know when this happens, you usually are panicking. You're relying on this person. If they quit, you're the one who has to cover for them, or you have to go through the hiring process again, which you hate because that's not fun. But first, I just want you to know that it will be okay. And just know that if they're quitting, then that means that they weren't a part of your team. They weren't fully sold and on board. And we're going to talk about that a little bit later. But that just means that they weren't the right fit. And that brings me to my first point here, which is going to be unpopular, I'm sure, especially if somehow an employee is the one watching this video. I know I'm going to get some hate for this, but if someone comes to you and gives you their 2 weeks notice, our policy has always been to let them go on the spot or let them quit on the spot. And here's why. If they are quitting, they have already checked out. They are already mentally out the door. Most of the time, if you let someone stay on for those 2 weeks for that notice, their performance will suffer. They will make more mistakes. They won't perform at the level you need them to. And it's usually better for the company as a whole to just let them move on and just start addressing the problem of them being gone right away. I know this is hard because you usually want that person to fill in the position for those 2 weeks, give you some time to hire the next hire and all of that. But usually what I find is having these people around does more harm than good. And it's actually worth the scramble to cover their position and just let them be on their way right then and there. So that leads to the next point, which is to have some people cross-trained for these types of scenarios. Now, if you're a really small business where you've only got, 5 people on your team or something, this usually lands on you, unfortunately. I have a client in that position now, and it was because he let someone go. It was his choice, but it was the greater decision for the company, and now he's having to step in and do a lot more work, but it's better than having someone there that shouldn't have been there. But it is important when and if you can to have some people cross-trained to cover not only for like sicknesses and vacations, but of course these situations where someone is quitting. And this also allows you to let them go gracefully on the spot if they give you a 2 weeks notice, because you do have a backup. Obviously, in general, this is important. At my last job, I had completely revamped the finance area of the business. I had to literally rewrite the manual on how to do this job. And the problem was that I was the only one who knew how to do it now. No one else in the company could cover for me. So there were days where I was sick, like really sick, and just wanted to pass out and fall asleep, but I still had to work because I was the only person who could do the job. So obviously that was uncomfortable for me as the employee, but that's also risky for the employer. I could have been making mistakes or out of it or something because I was sick. I also, on my honeymoon, I was literally on a flight to Europe, FaceTiming with my boss, walking her through how to do something, and that's just not fun for anyone. So then when someone quits, I also want you to just take a look at the situation and assess kind of the why behind the quitting. I really believe in extreme ownership in business. So even if it's someone else's fault, I still take a look at what could I have done differently to prevent this from happening, or did I do something that caused this to happen? This is especially pertinent if you have kind of a revolving door situation and you have a lot of people quitting. That's obviously a red flag, and there's something that needs to be changed within your company culture or with you as a leader to help retain those employees longer. So if you have a lot of people quitting, it is worth looking at, are you paying too little? Are people around you paying more? Is there something you need to change about your company culture or your expectations? Are you just very clearly hiring the wrong type of person? Just take a look at if there's something you could do differently in the future to hire someone better who is not going to quit on you. And finally, I know it's rough when people quit, and a lot of my clients have big hearts and are invested very personally in their business and with their employees, but try not to take it personally when someone quits. If they're quitting because the shop down the road is going to give them $1 an hour more, then they weren't the right team member for you. They weren't a team player. They weren't invested. They didn't want to help the business grow. And while that might be on you, like I stated earlier, and your company culture and some things might need to change there, sometimes it's just simply the person. They're just there to check in, check out, get their paycheck, and move on. Just try not to take it too personally when these things happen. So if you are having employee issues and want some personal guidance and mentorship on this matter, I definitely suggest you check out our program, Adventure to Profit. Not only do we have that employee success module coming out soon, as I mentioned, but we do have live Q&A calls where you can come on the calls and ask your specific questions about your specific situation and get some guidance from experts. So I hope to see you in there. Click below to start your free trial now. Otherwise, I will see you in the next video.